Alright, hey guys, this is a video I kind of wanted to just put out there. So, as people may be aware of, general enthusiasm for the game is down. There's a lot of people quitting. There's a lot of whales quitting. The people that, we went to for information to try out new heroes are quitting. And overall, I'd say the mood is kind of down on the game. Now, let me give a little bit of backstory, which is a few months ago, really at the most down point of the game. Honestly, all the veterans were worn out. Every single event was humongous pay to win. We were getting resources way too slow, and we kind of started a movement that we got a big petition going to talk to the devs and tell them, hey, we want things to be we want things to be changed. We want you to increase resources. We want you to increase the number of hero copies. We want events to be friendlier and all of that. And really, honestly, they delivered, they really actually delivered in more ways than we can imagine. Just by adding like this gold soul, our gold soul income is up 50%. The purple is way up because of this and because of the little chests that you get from expedition and all of those. And they added the new resource pass. Honestly, I can say like gold and purple purple souls, gold souls are up like 150, 200%. The last few events we've had, people got things for free. You could even get a free heaven and hell hero. If you were lucky, you could get a humongous artifact. And so, really, if you think about it, they gave us everything we wanted. And yet, enthusiasm is still down. And that includes me. This is why I'm not, even with all of this, I'm still not excited to stream the game all the time. Now, part of that reason is Elden Ring and Pokemon and some other games I've been playing I've really wanted to focus on those, but a lot of it comes down to one single thing that they've done, which was release this guy right here, Nyx. So this guy is as busted as Phoenix was when she first came out. Yes, Phoenix is now officially a girl according to Taptap devs, but this guy, he really forces the line between who has and who does not have him. And now it's gotten so bad that whales, even like in the T5 era, we were still kind of experimenting with teams because it was so slow to build them, but you could still kind of tell what was good. You could start building a lot of different heroes to test strategies, sort of very slowly. But this guy came in and he changed everything. Now, if you don't have him, you got to work 10 times as hard to beat him. You got to have new strategies, new teams, new optimizations, new everything just for this one guy. It's so bad that people will leave a single T5 red Nyx on their team with a bunch of 5-star fodder, and you still can't beat that team because it times you out. If he's built right, he's going to time you out 80-90% of the time. Teddy. So really, even though now I consider that I have a lot more freedom to build a lot more different heroes, I have the resources to go pursue a lot more different paths, and yet most of that is going to be for nothing because everything gets ruined by this guy. It even has to the point where there are some people that are saying they have such big spenders on their servers that they have multiple Nyxes on one team, in which case, if they know what they're doing with those Nyx, you can kiss that fight goodbye. You're probably never going to win it outside of maybe 1% of the time. So really, this guy contributed single-handedly to the downfall of everything. Now, when Old came out, we were all speculating maybe Old will be a counter to Nyx. The customer service head, Freya, she told us, oh, well, they don't work well together or something like that. And we were like, oh, maybe she'll help us beat Nyx. And she turned out not to be that at all. She turned out to be a very strong healing cleric with a very utility cleric. And she's very good in her own right. She does absolutely nothing about this guy right here. And so the question is now, what can we ask the devs to do in order to fix this? They have to nerf Nyx. Now, nerfing Nyx means, making him a little bit worse. they can't do too much of that because he's still heaven and hell. He still has to be stronger than all the rest of the other factions by nature. I don't really care that the whales who spent a lot of him would get, you know, I don't want to use the word punished, but their strategy, their brain dead Nick strategy would get ruined just by that. You know, I don't feel sorry for them. They invested in it. It's their fault. But really what we have to do is figure out, and this is probably something the community needs to come together and think about, is we need to figure out a way to hurt Nyx's utility without breaking him as a character. Because he really ruined the game for everybody that doesn't have him or is forced to fight him or, you know, was fighting for top ranks of PvP until this guy appeared. Because really, honor for the last few rounds has been, if you're on offense against Nyx, you lose. If you're on defense, you probably win. And that's random. It's completely a 50-50. You have no idea which side of the fight you're going to be on because of the way honor works. And so he just is that stupid. And so I'd like to ask you guys is, what do you think we can do to stop him? Now, let me throw another bug in there, which is a current bug has been found. Now, this may be fixed by the time you watch this, maybe not, which is Nyx's skin, which makes him heal from losing damage. It's currently bugged so where he cannot die to poison, bleed, burn, because it doesn't take him below 0 and he heals it back. And so he doesn't die after he takes it. He just heals it back immediately. This was discovered by Pokey Jones, so, you know, hopefully that one is getting fixed soon, but that alone is not enough to, you know, not everybody has the skin, and still at T5 red, he's completely broken. So the thing is, we need to figure out a way to stop him. They tried nerfing him a little bit by making his skill take 3 regular hits rather than 2. To get it back, but then they countered that by raising his HP by like 2 times or something like that. So, you know, they screwed it. So really, we need to talk to them and say, hey, this guy, this is ruining our entire experience with the game. I mean, I still enjoy this game, but this guy makes it not fun. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that, because, you know, you see all the people that fight and complain about him all the time. So really, all I want to say is, this is the reason that, you know, the game is in the sad state it is. Even though everything else they gave us, we asked for it, they gave it to us. They gave us resources, they gave us friendly events, they gave us, you know, more opportunities to get heroes. The game is really in a Nyx hero state. So this turned out to be a little bit of a rant, and I'm sorry about that, but really, if you're wondering why I just don't have the enthusiasm to stream Taptap so often anymore, this guy really leads a lot into it. So this is where we are. If you have him at T5 red, you're lucky you do, because people hate you. And if you don't have him, you hate those people. So there it is. And I don't have mine at T5 red, so I'm afraid to fight a lot of people that have him. Like mine's at T5 purple here. And so, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so that is all for this video. Leave a comment if you've got any ideas what we can do for Nyx. I feel like if we can get a coordinated response on like a solid way to bring him down to mortal level, I think we could do it. The game would be a lot more interesting, because really, with the amount of purple and gold we're getting lately, you can make new heroes. The world is wide open on teams we can build now. So now we will go back to the strategy of earning copies of heroes so we can try them out. Heroes like Rascal, Shude, Emir, Leo, Lightning, that, you know, had potential, but just really we haven't had the ability to explore it because we didn't have the resources back then. Now we do. So if we can figure out a way to bring Nyx down so that we can bring everything else up, the game is just gonna be so much more fun. So I leave you with that, and hopefully you've got some comments and ideas about this as well, and let's see what happens. That is all for me today. See you guys next time.